Hi, I'm Sandro Machong and welcome to my first devotional journey, and today I'm here to share with you my devotion on Matthew chapter 1 verses 18 to 25. And I entitled this devotion, See Through God's Eyes. So let's go! First, let me read to you our passage for today, Matthew chapter 1 verses 18 to 25. This is how the birth of Jesus, the Messiah, came about. His mother Mary was pledged to be married to Joseph, but before they came together, she was found to be pregnant through the Holy Spirit. Because Joseph, her husband, was faithful to the law and yet did not want to expose her to public disgrace, he had in mind to divorce her quietly. But after he had considered this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary home as your wife, because what is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord commanded him and took Mary home as his wife. But he did not consummate their marriage until she gave birth to a son, and he gave him the name Jesus. Based on our passage, let's establish two things about Joseph's character. Number 1, he is a righteous person. Sabi dun sa verse 19, because Joseph, her husband, was faithful to the law, or in other translation, was a righteous man, meaning he will do what the law suggests, and in this case, is to divorce Mary. Kasi sa paningin ni Joseph, si Mary nagtaksil sa kanya kasi buntis na si Mary. At hindi alam ni Joseph na yung nasa sinapupunan ni Mary is from the Holy Spirit. Kaya yung gagawin ni Joseph, it was the righteous thing to do. At sa panahon nila, walang mag-question sa kanya kung ganun man yung gagawin niya kay Mary. Number 2, he is a good person. Sabi sa verse 19, and yet, he did not want to expose her to public disgrace. Kaya yung plano ni Joseph na i-divorce si Mary secretly or quietly ay nabuo dahil isa siyang matuwid at mabuting tao. Sa paningin ni Joseph, ito na yung pinakamagandang pwede niyang gawin. Para kay Mary, para hindi siya masaktan o hindi siya mapahiya sa maraming tao. Para sa kanya, para makaalis siya sa isang relasyon na sa tingin niya pinagtaksilan siya ng pinakamamahal niyang tao. Tapos punta tayo sa verse 20. As he had considered these things, nung tapos niya ng pag-isipan, na desidido na siya na gawin to, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream. Dati kapag nababasa ko tong passage na to or naririnig ko, akala ko yung main reason kung bakit nagpakita sa kanya yung angel is to bring him the news about Mary, na nasa sinapupunan ni Mary is from the Holy Spirit. Oo, nandun yun, pero kapag binasa natin closely yung passage, makikita natin na merong primary reason kung bakit nagpakita sa kanya yung angel. I believe it was to stop him from doing what he is about to do. In his eyes, his plan was the best. Pero sa paningin ng Diyos, it was actually the worst. It was the worst na God had to send an angel to tell Joseph to do the exact opposite thing. Tell Joseph na to take Mary as his wife, kasi what he is about to do was the worst for God. Now, why the worst? Ano bang implication kapag si Joseph at si Mary at that time nag-divorce? Remember si Jesus nasa sinapupunan na ni Mary, and kapag nag-divorce sila ni Joseph, Jesus will be an illegitimate child. Meaning, hindi makukuha ni Jesus yung lineage ni Joseph. Ano bang importante sa lineage ni Joseph? Si Joseph ay nanggaling sa lahi ni Abraham at ni David. Ano bang purpose ng genealogy na yun? purpose nun is to prove Jesus is the promised Messiah and the future King of Israel. Because of two individuals. Unang-una kay Abraham at pangalawa kay David. God promised Abraham that he will be a blessing to all the families of the earth. Makita natin yan sa Genesis 12 verse 3. And God promised David that he will establish his throne forever. Makita natin yan sa 2 Samuel 7 verses 11 to 16. Jesus is the fulfillment of these two promises. He is the promised Messiah and the future King of Israel. Now, kapag nag-divorce si Joseph at si Mary, yung promise ni Lord for these two individuals, merong posibilidad na masira. What was best for Joseph was actually the worst for God. Pagkatapos magsalita ng angel, nagising si Joseph at sabi dun sa text natin, he did what the angel of the Lord commanded him. Tapos pagbabasahin natin yung susunod na chapter, makikita natin si Joseph gagalaw lang siya when there is a direct order from the Lord. Makikita natin yun sa chapter 2 verse 13, chapter 2 verse 19. So si Joseph nakadepende na siya kung anong sasabihin ni Lord sa gagawin niya. And I believe it's the same for us. This devotional journey is about decision making. It is not enough that your plans, your goals, your intention, your decisions are good in your eyes, but it must be good in God's eyes also. What might be best for you might not be for God. That is why it is important to seek God's guidance in every decision that we are making. Whether sa life partner mo, sa course na pipiliin, sa job na kukunin, kung saan ka titira, at kung saan mo i-invest yung pera mo. Because we don't know the future. Only God knows the future. That is why it is important to seek God's perspective in every decision that we are making. To see through His eyes. Because His ways are higher than our ways and His thoughts are higher than our thoughts. Let me share to you my experience. Isa sa pinaka-crucial na decision na gagawin mo is when you are 16 years old. And that is what school you want to go to and what course you want to take. Crucial kasi yung decision mo dito, pwede yun na yung gagawin mo for the rest of your life. And ako at that time, nung 4th year high school ako, wala akong gustong course, wala akong school na gustong puntahan. Sabi ni ate at saka nila papa at mama, mag-engineer na lang daw ako kasi magaling naman ako sa math at nag-enjoy ako. So, nakapasa sa exam, nag-enroll sa TUP. And I was there for 4 years. And through that 4 years, I struggled. To the point na pumapasok na lang ako para umuwi. Alam niyo yung feeling na yung bagay na dati nagpapasaya sa'yo, ngayon burden na. Ayaw mo nang gawin. Ganun yung nangyari sa akin doon. Naalala ko nung mag-e-enroll na ako for my 5th year. Naupo ako sa isang tabi at nasabi ko na lang sa sarili ko, ayoko na ng isang taon pang ganito yung pakiramdam ko. Kaya sabi ko kay Lord, Lord, ano ba talagang plano mo sa akin? Ano ba talagang gusto mo sa akin? And alam ko sa sarili ko, at that time may tawag na ako sa Panginoon para magpastor. Pero hindi ko yung pinapansin kasi gusto kong matapos tong engineering. Pero yun na nga, dumating sa point na ayoko na. Sabi ko, Lord, sige, kung anong gusto mo, yun ang gagawin ko. So, sinabi ko sa ate ko, ate, ayoko na. Gusto kong magpastor. Sabi ng ate ko, sige, supportahan kita. Sa ate ko, madaling sabihin yun, pero sa papa ko, hindi. Short, nagkausap kami ni Papa at pumayag siya. Masok ako sa Bethel Bible College and I studied there for 3 years. Kung dun sa una kong school, pumapasok ako para umuwi. Doon, pumapasok ako. ayaw ko nang umuwi. Kasi nandun ako sa lugar kung saan ako gusto ni Lord. Kung saan alam niya mag-grow ako. And I never regret that decision. Kaya in every decision talaga, let's seek God's guidance. I'm still facing life-changing decision making. And sometimes it might be dark, cold, and lonely. Pero kung yun ang gusto ni Lord para sa akin, kung yun yung maganda para sa paningin niya, I will have peace. Kaya kung okay lang sa'yo, if you want to share yung mga life-changing decision-making na meron ka, comment down below and I'll be happy to pray with you. May you find God's guidance and see through His eyes. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you and God bless.